Hey reseller friends! Today we're talking about how to list on Vestiaire Collective with Vendoo. Vestiaire Collective is a super unique marketplace with some really specific requirements. In fact, we have an article in our help center and a blog all about Vestiaire Collective and how it's a little bit different from the rest. Vendoo has done a beautiful job incorporating some of those unique listing fields right into Vendoo, and Vestiaire is now in beta. So let's list this item on Vestiaire together. As you'll see, my Vendoo form is already complete, and I've actually listed this item on quite a few other marketplaces. So let's go to Vestiaire. The first section of the Vestiaire form has you confirm the item category and subcategory. And this is super important because the remainder of the fields, the form, will be specific to this category. So you have to make sure that these are correct and save and continue to generate the appropriate listing form below. Next is photographs. As it says here, Vestiaire has strict photo requirements and will reject listings that do not meet their standards. Listings must contain the required photos in the required order, and you cannot use stock images. So please upload the photos in the required order. The first is a front side photo. The second is a back side photo. The third is an inside brand tag photo. The fourth is a photo of underneath, and then a photo of inside. Any other photographs that you would like to have in your listing, you can just put in the remaining order and they will show up as well. So Vendoo will not let you list once we get to the bottom here without having confirmed that your photos meet the Vestiaire requirements. And we do this because if they do not meet the requirements, if they are not in the right order, your listing will be rejected. So the idea of this is to confirm that you have seen it, that they are in the order, and hopefully eliminate scenarios where listings are declined. Thereafter, you can look at your description as it's come down from the Vendoo form. You'll enter your condition. Now, another thing that's notable is that these conditions are not arbitrary. They are not to your discretion the way they are literally everywhere else. Vestiaire has some really strict requirements when it comes to the amount of flaws or the type of wear that is on items. For example, on Vestiaire, you cannot list a new with tags item if it has any flaws at all. Similarly, if an item has more than a specified amount of flaws, you have to select the condition accordingly. So you'll definitely want to familiarize yourself with Vestiaire's condition requirements. And again, we're going to put below the article that we have that will help you to navigate that. You'll then select your shipping address. You have that saved right on Vestiaire, and your price. Now this additional details field is unique as well. So here you'll come to origin and you'll put where you got it. I pick other. You can put the year of purchase, which I am just going to pick arbitrarily. This is a secondhand item. And you'll put the serial number. So I'm going to look at the serial number that I have here. And now that I have that, this is an optional field, but I always put it when it's applicable. If for any reason it's needed. I just don't like when my listings are denied, so I put all of the information that I can find. Similarly, for proof of origin, which is required for most brands, here is where you have to upload one of three things. One is proof of purchase, a receipt. Second would be a certificate of authentication. And third can just be a photograph of the serial number. So I'm going to drag and drop here from my desktop, again, that close-up photo of the serial number in the bag, and that will be all that I need. Those are some of the unique fields on the Vestiaire Collective form. You will see that there is quite a bit of required information too. Now, if you are used to eBay, these requirements aren't too much at all. It's very similar to eBay in that you will need the measurements, you will need the material, you will need all of that. So I'm going to fill these out, and they auto-populate so I can kind of quickly navigate around these fields. I'm going to give my measurements in inches, and I'm going to peek at my description to find those. Height 7.5, width 10.5, and my depth 2.5. And optional fields would be if I had the dust bag, original care cards, or anything like that. Now, as you can see, there are no forms that are required. Everything that I need is here. I've indicated that this item meets the photo requirements. If it is vintage, you click off this little vintage box as well. Don't forget that. And now we will submit this to list on Vestiaire. Now, in a moment here, the Vendoo form is going to change to reflect that it is listed on Vestiaire, but it is not yet technically listed. Every single listing goes immediately to Vestiaire Collective for review prior to being published. So what's actually happening right now is that Vendoo is submitting this listing to Vestiaire Collective. The link that Vendoo will have will eventually become live here. The URL here, this will be the URL if and when the item is approved, but because it's not yet published, there's nothing to see yet. This is just going to take me to Vestiaire's website itself. So you'll want to check back to your email to see if your item was approved or declined, or for what reasons it might be declined. One other notable thing is that if you need to revise your listing once it is live, you unfortunately cannot do that. You have to contact Vestiaire to edit your listing. You can submit additional photos to Vestiaire, or you can request that they change something if you were to have made an error. So be extra careful when navigating this form. But if you've ever used the Vestiaire form itself, you know that it's very complex and confusing, and Vendoo's done a beautiful job of simplifying it while still having all of the information required to successfully list and sell on Vestiaire Collective. Have a good day, reseller friends. Happy listing.